can become a bit stale, a bit boring. If we just cast from what we, if we cast the replays without knowing the results, it's a lot better for you guys. This time, unfortunately, I'm going to know the results to some extent, but I'll cast it as though I don't. On the left-hand side is our red Terran player. It is going to be Ryung. And on the other right-hand side, the yellow Zerg player from Sloppy Sport Club is GAMETIME. Game 1 of this best of 2. Again, if you just join us, you might be thinking, best of 2? What's this nutcase on? What's he been drinking? There's a round robin group, and so best of 2 is the format. Everyone plays each other in 2 maps, and it's just kind of map score at the end, which decides who moves on through into the next round of competition. So we set up into this. We can see what's going to be happening here in the next few moments, as we just have the extractor on the way up, and hatch gas pool, our build order basically from GAMETIME against a Reaper-based expansion. A CC first, actually out of Ryung, so playing a little bit greedy here in the early stages. That CC first. It's a little bit different, a little bit fresh. Intrigued to see what that kind of creates then, as we see the double gas follow-up now. It's not going to be super greedy. Yesterday we saw an Acolyte from Optimus, a super greedy build of CC first into, or 1 Rax FE gasless into 3rd CC off no gas still. The double gas then obviously allows Ryung to go into a factory. He can then go in towards a reactor and Hellions potentially. It just gives him the options to do what he kind of wants to do following the CC first. It means it isn't going to be Rax heavy play, but more so kind of, you know, as though he did just Reaper expand or so in terms of the setup you'll have with buildings. Reaper's on the way up then from Ryung, and he's just going to be still going for that then. So it's almost like a Reaper expand where you just get the CC first. It really won't look too different to usual. The factory will be about to build, and maybe the reactor will not be lined up perfectly with the factory. I mean, there's going to be little bits and pieces that may be slightly off, but again, the idea is it's beneficial for getting a faster CC and some faster mules and some faster SCVs out. Again, from GAMETIME's perspective right now, he's not really doing anything too crazy. Just going to be throwing down that 3rd hatchery now on the right-hand side. Yeah, I mean, Mech Depot is one of these maps where we can expect very kind of normal games. And with its name being Mech Depot, it's not the best map in the world for Mech, but it is definitely one that works for Mech. And Ryung is definitely not someone who shies away from playing Mech, so it's definitely something we could see here out of Ryung as well. It is a possibility, so we'll see how it develops. I think mostly eyes on Ryung. I think Ryung is going to be the interesting player in this first game, at least, if not the series, as to does he play bio or mech. And from there, you know, we get to sort of see, well, what does GAMETIME do? But in the early minutes, the bio or mech choice really does create a lot of kind of tension, a lot of decisions to be made, and so on and so on. So we'll see how this sets up. In just the next few moments. Waiting to get going, and waiting to see how it develops. Tech lab on the barracks, we do see the first Hellions will be on the way out shortly. Slice of flat block. I think that depot finishing up. That should be a Banshee on the way up. Nova depot though, just, yeah, I guess the 3rd CC is building, so just because the gas comes in later, you do have a few more minerals incoming for the first few minutes, and so you do actually just hit the possibility to hit a 3rd CC a bit faster as well. So again, still super fast 3 CC, and it will just be a Viking to begin with on the starport. So Viking on the way out means that he doesn't actually need the other depot just yet, although now he will be, again, for just a couple seconds supply blocked. Finishes up now, and Ryung continues to build up into this. Viking into Raven would probably work quite nicely. He could go Cloak Banshee, but if he was going to go Cloak Banshee, he probably would have already started the Cloak up to get it kind of started up, just so that finishes a bit sooner for the Banshee arriving across the map. Raven instead though, and that works as well. It's another cool way to be able to really just delay mining time consistently throughout the game, pick off a couple of workers here and there kind of continuously, and again just in general being very annoying, you know. As you see that Reaper going down, so the Reaper does fall, and as the Reaper falls, well, what next? I mean, an armory on the way up is just over halfway done here for Ryung. That Raven is on the way out as well. It's just about to finish, and again that's going to be his next kind of real piece for, you know, his next unit to really harass with. This Viking already picking up 1 Overlord though, and now finding him 2nd. This is kind of nice. 2 Overlords already picked up here, and We're going to see this Viking will come back down to the south side now to try and get himself a third as it comes in towards the main. When I say try, he will definitely get himself a third base. As the Hellion count continues to grow, we do kind of get a lot of messages kind of sent to us that this is going to be mech. I mean, obviously the +1 vehicle weapons is a good sign, so is the extra 2 factories. The double gas on the natural expansion, another thing we could have picked up on here, is indeed going to be mech then out of Ryung in game 1 of this best of 2, as the Hellions still gathering over to the right hand side. Moving the Hellbats here and get ready to push on forward, so pushing on through to see what they can get up to. And here we go. I mean, how ready for this is game time? Well, right away we look at the unit stab. He's got 9 Lings and 8 Queens on the map. Doesn't really feel like he's got very much at all to deal with this, but he only picks off a couple creep tumors before backing away. And so game time for now. His grids are going to be, he's going to get away with it. He's even supply blocked, which is obviously very problematic. If this attack had come in, he would not be building units for so long. Still supply blocked now. I mean, we'd just be waiting and waiting and waiting. It's not just for you. I mean, he'd actually be able to start building units even faster if the attack happened, because he'd be losing units. But obviously, that's not really ideal. Now 10 roaches on the way up. He has already got missile upgrades started. So with that scout previously that he had, he was well aware of what the build was going to be, what the composition was going to be out of Ryung. And now he's starting to respond to it with the roach-based play. And Hellions just gathering again on the right side. No, push forwards again. I mean, even if they just get a couple of creep tumors, cleaned up this creep, remove some of the safety features that the Zerg sort of feels, or just the safety that the Zerg feels, you know. If you don't have creep, you don't see those Hellion run-bys coming forwards, as quickly. You have less time to react. In general, you have less sort of safety for where the mech will push onto. Hive is on the way up, 8 more Hydras as well, as we see Ryung still just building into that mech style with a lot of Hellions. Obviously tank count now starting to rise as well. Generally, he's been very cautious with these Hellions. A lot of mech players would just run through with the Hellions and look to start running by and start hitting mineral lines and picking away at workers. But he's been very patient with these, so I do wonder what Ryung's plan is, because he has sort of let game time just get 74 workers and just go from there. Hive on the way up, playing the Roach Hydra style overall. Hellions will start to fight these Queens now, and he will get 1 kill right away. Remember that there is that Raven here, so he can pick up the creep tumors as he leaves very easily into 3. He's in the fight right now. Auto turrets coming down to tank a little bit of the damage. I mean, the Hellions just stacking up on those roaches and really getting quite a bit done. The Raven does go down. Very nearly gets himself a Hydraless kill, just doesn't quite find it. Those creep tumors remain standing, but still I feel good damage done. Traded out with some good roaches, got some damage done as well in general. Yeah, I feel as though this was pretty reasonable actually from Ryung, even though, especially considering there's only Hellions. Ryung goes for the 4th base. And with the 4th base, he'll build 3 CCs. Obviously, the idea being he wants to start building up into some orbitals with his minerals. He can make very gas heavy, so the idea is if you can build up some orbitals, you can get rid of some SCVs and just make your army larger. That's just a better way to kind of use it. I mean, invest into those mineral structures, mineral-based structures now. Obviously, then goes a long way for you. Farflame, what's up, my man? Hitting us up with a 13-month resub. How you doing, mate? Thank you very much for the 13 months. Only 11 more for the 2 years, baby. Thank you so much for the support, dude. Do appreciate it. Let's see some love in the chat, please, for Farflame. Couple of 4s. Hellbats morphing in here once again towards the center. And maybe it is time to push forwards here then for Ryung. He's going to start pushing his way through these rocks. He's immediately going to find himself on top of the 4th base of his opponent. Where even is his opponent's unit? So much Ling Hydra in the main. I don't even know why though. First Vipers are popping out, but way too late to protect this hatchery. I mean, they're just not going to be here, right? I mean, there's no way you can realistically get energy on them and defend this hatch. So, hatchery will go down. The Vikings actually very nearly getting rid of one of the Vipers there. As you will see, this hatchery falls. And all of a sudden, game time. Knocked down to 3 bases. There's still a 4th base up top, but mostly knocked down 3 bases. I'm just going to see these units moving around once again. Still drones. Seeing what they can get up to. 5th base actually down here from Ryung. Still just keeps on expanding. Really feels as though he's just been so in control of the game. It's sort of crazy, right? We're just going to be seeing all the tanks very slow to start sieging here, and actually we do see some good blinding clouds coming down. Took them a while to get rid of these Vipers, and now Game Time starting to get on top of the army. The tank's coming out of Blind Cloud just a little bit too late. He saves one of the 4s. That'll be about it. I mean, the Hydras continue pushing through, and suddenly Game Time springs up in terms of supply compared to his opponent. Another, I don't even know what that was. Was it a medevac? I feel like the one medevac got away. No, both medevacs got away. There's just another Viking that he found there. Give away Game Time with the possibility now to keep on pushing forwards, and that might be just what he aims to go for. If you could have Vipers with kind of energy back on them again, it would be great. They're Blind Clouds right now, 1-2, and suddenly those tanks are unusable for a little while. A lone Swarm Host added in here. You could argue that Swarm Host would have been a good way to deal with this as well, but it wasn't the way that Game Time chose to go with, and so it's definitely just a little bit of a mistake. Swarm Host at this point, one on its own, is not going to do all too much. Let's just use its locus as a way to draw initial fire before moving in. Could be, it could be. I mean, we've heard of crazier things, we've seen sicker plays before. Or plays similar to that one even. Game Time has to pull back. Initial couple of locusts do just load up, but they're just going to go scout. Just going to sit in the sky. It looks though he doesn't really realize what he's doing. He actually uses the actual Swarm Host itself to move forwards there, as we'll see the sensor tower picked off. There's a little opening there for Game Time. You'll even find himself a chance to hit the extractor with a scan. Reveals those Hydralisks, and they get absolutely annihilated by the tanks in position. Hellions just running around. I mean, again, the 4th base fell, but he's reset it to the top side, now taking the 4th base as his 5th. And you've seen those Hellions again, a little bit of damage being done, some drones being picked away, but nothing too major. Nothing like irrecoverable from Game Time. I mean, a few drones here and there, they're very replaceable right now, and you know, he's cleaned out a good amount of Hellions. Okay, sure, they're just the mineral dump, but better to clean them out and get rid of them than allow them to keep on running around and hitting even more mineral lines. As time goes by, 2 Spines here will actually get a good amount of damage on the initial couple of Hellions, and by the time they actually hit the mineral line, the Roach Ravager has already, or the Roach Hydra has already responded. It's here, and it's ready to clean up. 13 minutes in game, and well, it's anyone's for the taking right now. Again, I like Ryung's earlier stages of the game, but the last couple of minutes has been all about Game Time. Good defenses, good setups to potentially take fights if he sees the opportunity. Not overcommitting to anything, not running into tank lines. I've liked how he's done this for the last few moments, so hats off to Game Time so far. Ryung just going to keep on moving around with these Hellions, looking for openings, looking for chances to trade. So he looks for this right now. Those Hellions going to move over the right hand side here. Fusion core on the way up for Ryung, by the way. Whether we're going to see actual battle cruisers here, or maybe he's just looking for lip range, either way we'll find out shortly enough. And he is setting up in towards something a little bit special as the Spine Crawler cleans out those Hellions finally, just in time for us to see these Hellions running over here. But 2 Spines and double Spine is actually so effective. Poke, poke, and all of a sudden 1 Hellion's dead. Again, just minimizes how much damage these Hellions can do, and it just stops them from chasing the drones away as well. It really does work out. He was in, and that was going to be goodbye to that. At the same time, though, Ryung using these run-bys has a chance to set himself up on the map, and we see him right now set himself up right outside of left's 5th base. And we've seen this base being taken down once today, and now maybe for a second time. I mean, well, here we go. The Vipers are going to come forward and actually go for some abducts. The Vikings, though, he loses 2 tanks to kill 2 Vipers so far. Vikings moving around a little bit, could have actually been back on attack move, or actually, yeah, well, killing Vipers, attack move would have worked. Or Hydra for now is trying to push on in, but this time Game Time's not being as successful. I mean, the Viper's gone, he's not able to do too much else. The tanks that were abducted was not that many, and so as, you know, Game Time continued to try and fight forwards, you know, we basically just saw Ryung here, able to keep on fighting and keep on firing. GG's, Ryung takes the, and then we had it. Good stuff. Ryung taking that first game. Bottom right hand side, let's see if we can bounce back. Our yellow Zerg player from Sloth Esports Club is Game Time. Into the top left hand side, it is going to be the blue Terran player, Ryung. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. We just hit 20,000 followers yesterday, which is obviously really awesome, really cool to see. Obviously really cool to keep on being able to make progress like this on the stream and stuff. So thank you everyone who has been following in the past. And thank anyone who continues to hit that follow button here today or on other days, etc, etc. If you do enjoy the stream a lot, of course you can support, you can subscribe, get yourself replay packs. Our most recent ones have had over 250 top level replayers available for you guys. If you sub today still, I'll send it out to you. And yeah, you can also donate, you can share, lots of ways to support the channel. and allow us to continue bringing you guys daily StarCraft 2 content, which is just awesome, right? Who doesn't love a bit of daily StarCraft 2 content? Pretty much no one I know. I only talk to people, and I only make it my business to know people who love daily StarCraft 2 content. So, you know, I might be a bit of a biased viewer in that regard. Anyways, we're setting up here, guys, in a game 2. Look to see what's going to be happening. Look to see what's going to be going on over the next few minutes as we build on up here on Odyssey. Mech on Odyssey, it's doable, it's viable. A little bit more difficult. There's a lot of run-by potentials on this map as well. Oh my god, I got hiccups now. A lot of run-by potentials, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know about mech on this map. You can definitely do it, but it's not the best map. Like, Abyssal Reef's a lot better. Just because the 4th base and the 3rd base to hold both of them, you are a bit more spread out in this one, which is obviously one of the bigger issues. What was the score of Hearthstone versus Haas? We don't have the score of Hearthstone Haas yet, and it's very likely we cast that from replays a little bit later, so we'll probably keep the score hidden until we actually have the replay being cast on stream. Reaper just moving around, looking to see what's up, looking to see what's happening. Obviously early on just wants to try and figure out if there's any shenanigans coming down from the Zerg play, which there isn't really. I mean, you know, you look at this, just link speed on the way up, very hatcheries coming down. Very standard way to play the game out so far, in all honesty. Sad face, man. No shenanigans. Just normal TvZ. I would like to see some bio play out of Ryung. While I'm intrigued by mech play, I feel as though bio is always my own preferred play style, and I kind of like to see kind of the difference between Ryung. You know, just see how the guy, how both players match up, I guess, when you kind of completely change the composition. I think it'd be kind of cool to see as we see this Reaper and a couple of Hellions picking away at the Zerg so. Queen on the way up, going to pop in a moment or so. There's that Cloak coming up for the Banshees. A little bit of a change up this time around from the Raven last time to this time the Cloak. As we're just going to be seeing the couple Hellions. Again, just cleaned up a few Zerglings. Hellions do hit a mineral line this time though, and we haven't really seen this before. Last game, actually, GAMETIME is very good at defending against run-bys. He's never really allowed, Ryung to find these opportunities. Like I was sort of saying last game, like, Ryung, he's been very safe with his Hellions, but he also just didn't have a chance really to put them to use or anything. So that's kind of an interesting moment or so right there, as finally Ryung gets in and finds some damage with Hellions. 12 workers killed. Feels like he's going to play mech again. Hellions still on the way out, and giving up Hellions to kill off drones, it really feels as though it's the sort of stuff that a mech player would do. A bio player would rather try and keep their Hellions alive as their kind of main map control for a while, etc. It's not really the same sort of thing we see with the, it's not the same mindset when a mech player is in the game. Just going to be seeing those Lings pulling back once again over to the right-hand side now. So they're pulling all the way back on over. Run, Zerglings, run! Fane drones on the way up, 4 more Lings, and Armory is coming down as well, and Ryung just dropping down his 3rd CC in the wall of his natural. So again, we are going to be seeing mech, and it's just going to be a little bit of build-up time now, with a few run-bys, a little bit of Banshee harassment here and there to keep us occupied until that main mech army is set up and ready to roll, which will be a little while. I mean, again, we don't even see extra factories yet as the +1 vehicle weapon starts. I'll see some Hellions going to try and dive into the main. First couple of Evo Chims coming down from the Zerg players. We will see the Hellions going to commit onto workers. And again, just getting some good damage done. Some lower health drones there continue to be targeted. 19 workers killed, so a further 7 in the last few moments. Again, worthwhile, because if you're keeping on building Hellions, you're basically trading minerals for minerals, only you're not just getting minerals out of your opponent, you're also making them lose mining time, you're also making them having to rebuild those drones and use up lava. And so overall, it definitely is a better sort of situation for the mech player, who will just have more Hellions to retake map control in the near future, etc. So, needs to set up into this, as we are going to see this Banshee Moving on around. Moving all the way back over here, actually. Banshee comes back over. And well, they're on the way from game time. +1/+1 missile upgrades as well. Again, I wouldn't say too much of a surprise, right? Like, we're in this sort of position where game time is, you know, he knows its mech, he's identified its mech, and to play anything other than missile upgrades, I think would be a bit of a weird one, more so than, you know, anything else. So, very much so still what we're expecting so far. As you see, actually getting time with a few units across the map. Just some Zerglings looking around, seeing what they can maybe spot. The double Banshee is starting to move over here. As these Lings arrive into the mineral lines, they're not going to find much. Actually, this mineral line here is a little bit empty. Hellions actually turn around to deal with them. And they're not going to get... Oh, they're going to get a single SCV? No, not even a single SCV. And these Hellions are going to now start backing away. The two Banshees then also going to be moving on over down to the south side here now. And again, just see what they can do over the next few moments then, as they just sit south, and we'll look for, again, harassment opportunities. A lot of roaches on the way out right now from game time. He's sitting at 64 drones while investing into the Hydra 10, the Hydra speed, the roach speed. But so many roaches on the way up to help him deflect these Hellions, and it just feels as though maybe he could squeeze out another 10 drones before he starts building all of this. Because he's not under any immediate pressure that he hasn't been under for the last few minutes anyways. Seeing the Hellions continue to just them down ship, picking away creep tumors. +2 vehicle weapon, +1 vehicle armor. Again, upgrades is coming on through. A little bit of a slow couple of minutes of the game. So the roach is moving around. A couple of 4s actually in medevacs dropping around here as well. Ryung trying to just find a little bit of an opening to do damage, but he doesn't really find anything. Banshee's getting turned away as well. And Ryung will just be looking to push out probably in the next 20 seconds or so. +2, +1 on the way up. The fact he's going to be able to be, you know, at 170-ish supply is going to be pretty good for him. And he's getting to that point where he does have a pretty decent... he's only got 5 tanks. Maybe he waits for a couple more. I guess 5 tanks, 2 4s. Whoa. Roger's actually going to push forwards here from game time, so he's going to start moving in right now and type out GG. I don't think he lost that much at the kind of initial fight there. Like,